morning, my angels. Welcome back to the Easter extravaganza. It is another beautiful morning and I have got such a gorgeous day ahead of me. Days like today are most certainly my favorite. I've had a busy morning and tried to kind of just get all of the urgent things out of my inbox and those final bits and bobs that I really needed to get off, just to carve some time in order to do things that I genuinely adore. And I've had the most beautiful delivery from Florals. They are so incredible. If you guys don't know about Florals, then you need to. They are the most remarkable team of florists. The talent, I mean, the head of creative, Nem, I mean, he is just phenomenal. But his entire team, the girls are extraordinarily talented and they always create the most magical installations. And of course they are a floristry team, so they do obviously events and weddings, but what they do for me is something I don't think they know actually how beyond grateful I am. They drop off the most exquisite florals, and of course I get the joy and love and happiness from watching them bloom, but what I really enjoy doing is actually spending time arranging them, from all of the beautiful different vases in the house, the arrangements, to the tablescapes. And of course we have got Easter, which means we've got lots of hosting. We are hosting on Good Friday, hosting on Saturday, of course Easter Sunday, and we'll probably have a few stragglers on the Monday too. So we have got quite the week ahead of us, and today I've carved out time in order to really enjoy doing the florals. So I'm going to turn you around. I've got my morning coffee. And actually, you guys are always asking about my mugs. I have a beautiful collection of Roy Kirkham mugs, a beautiful Great British brand that specialises in fine bone china. I adore these mugs because you can get so much in them. And it's got a really beautiful, it sounds really bizarre, but a really beautiful rim. I'm not a massive fan from, like, I don't know, sipping my coffee from like a really fat, okay, oh gosh, I'm just gonna give up on that one. They're beautiful, very nice, and they do actually have lots of different types. So you guys would have seen my sausage dog. Talking of sausage dogs, hello my little scrunchkins. It's got a really cute little sausage dog on the front, and then I think this is kind of like potentially a like Yorkshire Terrier on the back. This one has some poppies, which I think is so pretty. And then I've got, I'm turning into a bit of like a mug haul, but I do love my mugs. And I've got, oh gosh, it's all gone Pete Tong, a serious collection. So they also do these sweet little strawberries. And I personally think that every day you might be feeling slightly different and you might be wanting a different type of mug. And this one's got some really cute little cherries on it. So I am really enjoying my morning coffee. And then, I mean, we go from like Christmas to sausages to, I love an Emma Bridgewater, but this is quite possibly the most luxurious mug I've ever owned. This is a Halcyon Days mug. This was from their Christmas collection. And when I'm missing the horses, yes, I do actually sip my coffee from a Christmas mug. Why not? And then, of course, a huge collection of Emma Bridgewater. Why is this turned into a mug haul? I do not know. But this is my Strong Women Will Change the World. Ambitious, brave, and pioneering. And of course, I'm obsessed with sausage dogs. But anyway, now that you guys have seen my mug collection, it is most certainly time to start arranging some florals. So today we are going to do floral arranging. We're going to create the most extraordinary Easter tablescape. I'm going to lay the table. I need to go and curate a bit of an edit as to all of the bits and bobs that I want to use this year. It's definitely going to be a mixture of generational pieces, old pieces, new pieces. I do also have a Mrs. Alice delivery arriving this afternoon, so fingers crossed that is going to come in order for us to be able to create this, because I'm actually waiting for the tablecloth, so I can't do anything until that actually arrives. But what I have done is I have pulled together some of the posies that I want to use. And again, these are just a complete collection of, these are beautiful little posies actually from Next. They are amazing. It's from the Nina Campbell collection. These are from Rebecca Idyl. They are the most beautiful Italian fine blown glass. Again, this I think is called the Princess Diana. It had like some royal name. Also my hand, guys, it's not looking good, my burn. But I am really praying that, I mean, it doesn't look great when I'm meant to be filming jewellery, is it? Then I've got these which actually flowered very, very kindly left last time, which I need to give those back. This, I believe this is a Summerall and Bishop number, and I love how they sort of like sit on their side. They look really dainty and quite quirky. These are from New Covent Garden Flower Market, and I think these are too. So I've kind of made a bit of an edit as to the vases that I want to use. I work in threes and also want to create different heights. So we've got sort of like little low and chubby, and we've got tall and thin, and then I can create, I think, some real height here, and then create depth with these, really pack them in with this. So those are all the vases I'm going to use. Let's spin you around and show you the florals. Now, if you were to ask me what is my favorite season when it comes to blooms, it has most certainly got to be spring. Hands down, spring wins, because my favorite floral on earth is Lily of the Valley, and it's something that just holds so much meaning. The scent, just how delicate it is, how beautiful, how royal. It's very classic. I had it in my wedding bouquet, and I just think it's a timeless, delicate and truly exquisite beauty. Then we've got this mascari, and I love the colours. It's very pale blue, really powder blue. We've also got some little like green tips here. We've got some pale pink Grand Prix roses, as well as some beautiful ivory ones here too. We've got some gorgeous ranunculus. What do we have over here? Oh, stunning. Oh, these are absolutely divine. They're sort of like a ruffled, I'm not quite sure, what are these called? Oh gosh, I mean, here goes the pronunciation. Lysanthus. But I think it's so gorgeous how you've got this sort of like really sweet little frilly lace edge, and I love how the colours really develop. So they start off looking like a really pretty ivory blush pink, and then they go into something a little bit more sort of bubblegum baby pink, but they start off at this stunning green. I think they're utterly gorgeous. Then we've got these little beauties. So you guys are starting to see the kind of colour scheme we're going for. Some truly spectacular parrot tulips. I love the frilled edge, and again, as you can see, we've got ivory on the outside, and then that vibrant pink comes from the inside, and once they're open, they've got little yellow bits and bobs on the inside. We've got some beautiful creamy ivory parrot tulips, a pale pink ranunculus, a few more creams, and again another sort of like, this is absolutely stunning. We used these beauties for my International Women's Day event last year, and I think that is one of my favorite tablescapes of all time. I just loved the combination of the different florals. Oh my gosh, I didn't even show you this. Hang on a memento. I've also got an enormous amount of white tulips with the beautiful sort of like yellow centers. We've got some hyacinths. Now apparently hyacinths, everybody has been hectic for hyacinths. So I wanted to have some sort of like really beautiful bulbs so that I could again replant them in the gardens, and it's something that lasts a lot longer because you know, I need these florals to last for a while, but very sadly they were all gone. So the girls very kindly managed to get one bunch of really beautiful pale pink hyacinths. So I think what I'm going to do is create a little arrangement of that on its own to really showcase how spectacular it is, and also the scent from Hyacinth is outstanding. We've also got guests this weekend, so I think I might pop those in the guest bedroom and it will just fill the room with beautiful blooms. And then we have some eucalyptus. I think it's such an unsung hero, eucalyptus. It looks incredible by itself, but also it's that foliage that goes with everything. Hi! I've got a little Easter bunny here. A little Easter bunny who wants to come and say hi. Hey, Shrimps. Hey, the wig pig. The wig pig of the Wig Piggingtons. Oh, you're eating. Say hi to everybody. Yeah? You're going to be a little Easter bunny this year. Yeah? He's got his little hat. He's not sure on the hat, actually, if truth be known, but he gets lots of treats. Yeah. And they have them on for around about 5 seconds in order to get a picture. Yes. Yes. You're delicious. Oh my God, I can't bear it. I am sausage obsessed. Yes. Right, I wanted to sort of put you in a papoose. He would love it as well. When he was a puppy, actually he's a lockdown puppy, so hence the horrific behaviour. He also has separation anxiety, and it's probably this very reason why he has separation anxiety, because I got a little papoose for him, and it was like a little backpack, and he sat like this, and then I'd zip up my little jumper or coat, and he would literally, it's all right, he would sit in the papoose and just sit all day, just chilling like a villain. Yes, you cretin. He's ridiculous. Yeah, should we put you in the papoose and you can help Mummy floral arrange? Yeah, yeah, you want to go down? Okay, well, Wiggy says hello and goodbye. Right, we have most certainly got to get a skedaddle on. I've got a busy day today, but as I said, I have carved out some sacred time to do floral arranging and share it with you. So let's do this. I'm gonna sort of have a bit of a mooch here and just arrange the florals that way. We're gonna figure out, it's always the way, it's like, where do I even start? And do you know what? I get so many questions from you guys on how to floral arrange, and also a question that I've been seeing really frequently, and actually I've replied to all of you saying that I will, next time we're doing floral arranging, so here we are, I'm sticking to my word, I'm going to show you how to peel back the roses to make them, you know, as open as possible. It's kind of, you know, I love to watch a flower bloom on its own, but sometimes if you've got an event or potentially a wedding or something like that, or if you love that really full open rose look, I'm going to show you how to achieve it. So, are you ready? I'm ready. Let's do this. First things first, I would always personally recommend to start off with the larger vases that are going to go down your tablescape. I mean, if you are creating like big arrangements, then obviously start with those, and then you kind of want to have a bit of a play, so kind of work out which florals you're going to use in your bigger arrangements, and make sure that you keep enough back in order to do as many as you are doing. So for example, I've got 3 of these larger vases, so I'm having a little bit of a think. I don't think we're going to need a floral frog because they are going to sort of stand quite well by themselves. I think with these I'm going to definitely use these. Just beautiful, look at this. Look at these stunning parrot tulips, and we really do have a fair few of these, so I'm definitely going to have enough of those. I think I'm going to keep these quite fresh. I'm going to use the Grand Prix roses, the ivory ranunculus, the parrot tulips. I'm also going to use these beautiful yellow and white tulips, a touch of the eucalyptus, and then these beauties. Look at these. Oh gosh, the scent in these are magical. Look at these bunches. They're stunning. They're almost like teeny tiny little daffodils, but kind of the other way around. We've got like a really beautiful white petal with a little yellow center. They're gorgeous. So that's the vibe I'm going to go with. And then really, you gonna come say hi?
Hi everybody.
Marcus is currently searching for
Moutarde anglaise.
He's making himself a sausage sandwich, so all the banging and clattering in the background is my husband. And actually I'm very proud of him.
That one's actually empty.
Empty? Oh. Stock control?
Yeah.
Of course we've got a second pot. He's making his own sausage sandwich. Things are looking up, guys. Things are looking up. Going to be adding bolognese to the menu and a sausage sandwich. Anything else that's a delicacy of Marcus?
White burgundy.
Oh, white burgundy. Of course. Okay, right. And always at this point, it's a bit of trial and error until you've got the first one right. And what I'm going to do with these, I'm going to save the Lily of the Valley and the Mascari because I think they need to be in posies of their own and just let them sing because they are nothing short of pure perfection. Okay, I asked it last time. I'm ready now. Let's start off with these incredible Grand Prix roses. So as I said earlier, I've had lots of questions about how to fold back a rose. Now I think it's quite important to understand that not every rose will allow you to do this. It's really the larger roses, and personally I think the ones from Colombia fold the best. So when buying your roses, just have a little look. Do they feel as though when you're going to give them a little twirl, are they going to loosen? If they're really, really tight, they're unlikely going to let you sort of flex them into that really big and sort of blooming looking rose. I am going to in fact go and tell Wiggy off. Wiggy! We do not need security right now. You're being ridiculous. Right. So, if you have got the rose, you're at home, what I would do first is actually keep them in their newspaper or cellophane, bring them into the house, fill your sink with water or just get a vase and pop them in some cold water. Let them acclimatize to the heat of your house or sort of room temperature, because they will have come from the supermarket or the flower market and they will have been kept really, really cold. So you don't want to shock your roses. Now what you want to do is fold the two bottom layers all the way back. Wiggy, we are going to be having conversations. We're going to fold back the two layers all the way. And then once you've done two layers, we're going to begin to fold. So what I mean by fold, so already your roses will be starting to look like this. And then they will sometimes bend back a little bit, but you have to be sort of, it's quite difficult. You want to obviously be really, really delicate, but equally you need to be a little bit forceful with folding. So what I mean by folding is we're going to take this petal here, we're going to tuck the left-hand side and the right-hand side around, and it's going to look like that. God, I'm shaking. I probably had too much coffee this morning. Okay, and we're going to just kind of work our way around the rose. I'm going to tuck the right-hand side and tuck the left-hand side. And keep going as far into the middle as you can. And sometimes you can just sort of use your fingers by just loosening the petals slightly. Fold left, fold right, and actually it gets easier just to flex the little petals around the closer you get to the middle. And then you've gone from a rose that looks like this, equally as beautiful, to a rose that looks like this. And just with a teeny tiny touch of teasing and folding, you've created something that has doubled in size. Obviously both is truly beautiful. It just depends upon your personal preference. So considering I have learnt from previous experiences, make sure to have a bin so that you can cut the stems and pull the leaves off as you wish. Because I have been known to almost knock myself out whilst floral arranging. So I'm going to just cut these to the length and to the height that I want. And so that is our first rows in. So I'm gonna go ahead, probably gonna pop you guys on a time lapse and actually just enjoy the soundtrack of being calm, quiet, probably a wiggy bark or 2 or 3 or 100, and just, I don't know, enjoy the peaceful moments. You know, life is running at 1,000,000 miles an hour at the moment, and I really, really enjoy these moments, and they become almost quite sacred for me. Yeah, it's just gorgeous. So as you can see, I've fully folded, sort of bent back. You can kind of like flip the petal and sort of like push up the bottom like that, and then you just keep going and fold like we just did. Should we do one more? Okay, we'll do one more. So now I'm starting to get to the center, or sort of the middle of the rows. That's when we start folding the left and the right hand side of the petals around. Day that was there a technique in terms of the way that I hold my fingers? No, not particularly. Obviously I am right-handed, so I will always hold the rose in my left hand, and then I will really delicately, using sort of these 3 fingers between my thumb, my index and my middle finger, just tease the rose, tease and tuck. There we go. Isn't she just exquisite? Right, I'm going to zoom ahead. I wish I could go this quick in real time. And I will get these roses. I think I'm going to do 3 roses in each of these gorgeous little vases. And I'll come back once we've started to look as though we've got a beautiful little arrangement. And then once you've done one, that's your inspo. That will be your muse in order to create the other 2 or 3 or 6 or however many you're doing to try and get them to match. But anyway, let's do this. Go. That is our first arrangement done. So as you would have been able to see, it does take me a little bit of time just to create the first one and create something that's just utterly beautiful. I love all of the fresh ivories with the gorgeous greens and those slight little hints of yellow. If that doesn't scream spring, I don't know what else does. And it's really wonderful. I think it's sort of a very timeless look for Easter. I'm going to incorporate a little bit of pink here and there, and I'm so happy with that. So I'm going to whiz through and create the other 2, and then we're going to start on the teeny tiny little posies. Okay, I am delighted with these 3 beauties. So those are the sort of like bigger vases done. I'm now going to create the slightly taller ones. I'm going to do 6 of them and then we'll move on to the teeny tiny little posies. So with these, I think we need to have a little bit of height and different heights. You also do need to have a floral with quite a skinny stem and to be standing rather to attention, let's say. So in terms of the florals we have that's going to work with that, I think we're going to stick with parrot tulip and potentially either do we add in a touch of peach? Add a touch of peach into these? Oh, it'd be pretty. Or do we stick with the ivory ranunculus? We have enough. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Or do we stay with the peaches and the pinks? I think I'm going to keep the peaches and the pinks all together to create arrangements that are going to go with the kitchen arrangement. So let's stick with the whites and the yellows for now. And let's open these up. These are really stunning. I can imagine, all of those spring brides. Oh, if you haven't got lily of the valley and some beautiful ranunculus in your wedding bouquet, then we can't be friends. Because why? Oh my goodness. Okay, let's get the star of the show. The only thing about ranunculus is that it can have rather a chunky stem, and you'll be seeing me sort of like pulling off the suckers or the little stems that have the ranunculus that haven't quite bloomed yet. I'm keeping them to one side to pop them into the little posies. They are most certainly not being thrown away. The only thing is about this ranunculus is it has rather a chunky stem. Okay. He might be a little bit too chunky for this. There's quite a lot of height here, but I do love it quite high. And the good thing is with this, we may only have to, okay. We may have to play a little bit of jiggery pokery here to chop off some knuckles. If only I could do that with my hands and feet. Okay, this one's a little bit chubby too. Be selective with our tulips to sort of pick some really small stems. Right, I think we're going to go in with a touch of this, and this will add in the yellows, keep our theme going, and also it's a great filler. When you've got a gap, you want to pick a floral, either pop a touch of eucalyptus into the gap or like a floral that has almost like this blossom effect where it's got a lot of different little pretty buds on the head. So, and also the good thing about this is it's rather skinny. The only thing is I don't want to strangle them. That's not really doing it for me right now. Okay. This is where we start kind of experimenting a little bit. Maybe we take 2 of these tulips out and we pop one of these in, put a few of these in because these are gorgeous. They do just need a fresh trim. There we go. Just to ensure that they survive. That's great. And we could do potentially, I've got enough of those to do roses in every room. Okay, we're going to have to make this work. Come on, Mr. Tulip. There we go. That's better. I'm going to pop this one in here too. Gorgeous. All different heights. And then what we can do is pop some of these slightly skinnier ranunculus just down the edge. Just ensure that they have got water. And then those are going to flourish and bloom just so beautifully. Right, this is kind of where we could put in a tiny bit of mascara. I kind of want to save the mascara. I've got an idea for the mascara. If I pop in any more, they're not going to bloom the way I wish them to. So, that is it. Isn't she pretty? So I'm going to pop that to one side, and you can kind of actually, one thing I would always recommend is to pop them alongside so you can see it all together. You can kind of see what it is beginning to look like. So as always, I'm going to whiz ahead. I'm going to get those ones done and we're going to do the little ones together. I'm now working my way to the smaller posies. I've got 3 of these stunning little vases from Idyl. I just think the vase is so different and so dainty. And I think what I'm going to do with this is actually utilize and showcase just how stunning the tulips are. And I feel like they need a moment of their own. So I think I'm going to do 3 bunches of quite tight tulips in these vases. So where am I going to put these? Put these here. And for a quick moment, they will be fine without water. If I put my scissors. Okay. I'm just taking off their leaves and I'm just going to make sure I've got the height that I need. And voila, gorgeous. They're going to look stunning. It's safe to say we are almost there. So I'm now just doing these vases here and I've just been playing around. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to go with one big in full bloom ranunculus, which is in ivory. I'm just going to chop this down slightly. And then I'm going to build up with this just utterly scrumptious mascara. So I'm going to put one of those in. I'm also going to use a few of the buds because I think there's something really wonderful and they'll grow through and start to bloom. That in there, and you kind of keep a few of the leaves on, just sort of elevates it a little bit. I think it fills it out. Pop one down there, a little bit too much leaf going on, and then this is where the magic happens. The mascara, it is so delicate, and the teeny tiny little heads. I mean, have a little glance at that. The detail of it and just how utterly fragile and tiny and just unbelievably exquisite it is. So I'm just going to just place these. I'm going to trim a couple of them down just to create a few different heights, and I'm going to go heavy on the mascara within these little vases. These vases are a great buy, by the way. These are from the Nina Campbell collection next. And I've seen, when I say the exact same vases, in various different homeware stores, shops, and they are selling them for like 3 times the price. It's just ridiculous. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's pop him in there. I want to start filling it out a little bit. Okay. Right. That is so gorgeous. Okay, and there she is. Super, super simple, but truly beautiful. Okay. Got lots of heights going on. Okay, I've got 4 more of those to do. So then we've got 6, 6, 3, and 3. And then the Lily of the Valley I'm going to save for these little vases from Idyl. I'm not going to put anything else with them. They deserve to sing and shine by themselves. I keep looking at them, I just get emotional. Oh, they're so beautiful. Right, I'm gonna pop these here, and then what I'm gonna do is use all of the pinks and the peaches and a few little bits and bobs of ivory, some of the eucalyptus, and create a really, really beautiful arrangement to go with the big one in the kitchen. The team at Flowers so very kindly helped me with the big arrangement, but I'm going to make a few just to go with it. We've got the really large, very natural vases like this, and we've got 3 sizes, so I think I'm going to actually use all 3. I think it will look lovely. With a few little bunny rabbits, it's going to be perfect for Easter. We have finally got to the moment where we have popped the Lily of the Valley into the sweetest, very, very dainty little cute vases. You have to be so careful with them because of their teeny tiny little delicate heads, but I've separated them and I have popped them into actually 5 vases. Definitely against the rules of floristry, but I don't care. When it comes to Lily of the Valley, we are using it, and I also want them to have enough room for them to be able to sort of like glisten in all of their glory. And the scent that you get from Lily of the Valley, there is nothing quite like it. If I could literally bottle this, I would. Oh, it's just, oh guys. Days like this are my absolute favourite. Time on my hands to really take my time and enjoy this. The sun is shining. I'm talking to you guys and it's just heaven on earth. Okay, so I'm now going to create 2 larger arrangements to go with the incredible arrangement that Martina and Sandra very, very kindly did this morning. With this slightly larger vase, I'm going to, in some ways, a little bit replicate what they've done, just so that there is a little bit sort of like fluidity with the vases. So just checking on the height with the roses, and I'm going to open them up. These again are some incredible pale pink roses, and I just love how the petals start off a little bit green around the edge and then they turn into this just truly scrumptious blush. They are beautiful, and they're also really, really easy to sort of fold and bend back. Almost just made for this. Right, I'm gonna probably pop you guys on another time lapse. Hope you guys are enjoying all the music. And then we are going to, I've actually just had a couple of deliveries, which is very exciting. One that I wasn't expecting and one that I was, so I cannot wait to see that. And then still waiting for this Mrs. Alice order. Fingers crossed that does arrive today, because we really do need to get the Tablescape done. Oh, the behind the scenes is always a sight for sore eyes and a bit of a bomb site, but that is the arrangement finished. We've gone lots of pale pinks, few of those beautiful white Grand Prix roses, some exquisite ivory ranunculus, some peach ranunculus, and I think that that looks gorgeous. Got a lot of eucalyptus in there, and then these little beauties. So although it looks very, very pink, I think it looks gorgeous, and considering we've got this utterly scrumptious sort of palette of yellows and whites and fresh greens, I think it looks perfection. Okay, so I've just set up the florals that we created this morning, and it definitely looks like Easter. I think it's safe to say that this looks spectacular. I love the tulips just on their own. I just love the little frilled edges of the pink, and then in no time at all we're going to be seeing a little spot of yellow in there. I then popped the hyacinths in these sort of very sweet, a little bit larger and tall vases with these frilly beauties, a little tulip, and I think that they look fabulous. And Mrs. Bunny down here, she is matching. We've then got the cookie cake that we made yesterday, and then the hyacinths this side. This is the incredible arrangement that Martina and Sandra helped me with this morning. I've just popped in a few extra little bits and bobs and then added the sweet little pale pink birdies, and I think it looks sensational. And then this is the slightly larger arrangement, and I thought, do you know what, we've got the florals, so why not? But it definitely looks like something out of a movie. I think it's very sweet, it's very pastel-y, and it's definitely screaming Easter. Oh, it looks utterly magical. Well, I am delighted to say that Mrs. Alice has arrived, and just in time, which is fantastic. And I've tried to sort of choose things and really carefully select them. One, because I don't want to always sort of like continually buy new things, and I just genuinely do not believe in that. But I've picked up literally a few little things that are going to just really easily, oh, that's so gorgeous. Oh, that's so gorgeous. I've written such a beautiful handwritten note. By the way, I do not work with Mrs. Alice. I am a full-blown client and huge fan, and I love their branding. I think it's absolutely beautiful. Mrs. Alice has done really an exceptional job. But look at this. Beautiful gift wrapping. And as I was saying, I just wanted to have a few tiny new little touches and buy things that are going to just seamlessly and effortlessly just slot into all of the different pieces that I already have. So gorgeous spring gift wrapping, and I keep all of the ribbon. I really do believe and would highly recommend that you should too. So look at these cute little beauties. I thought that they were so sweet, and I thought we could add a new little animal to the family. Guys, we've got someone or a few little people that we need to welcome to the fam. Look at how sweet they are. They're this really gorgeous sort of like straw woven raffia sweet little chick with the pale green bow. And do you not just think this, with this setup, heaven on earth, so cute. So I'm actually just gonna pop that down there. I'm going to pop you there. And they come in sets of 2. So I got those, which I thought were so cute. And as one of my best friends in Manchester says, dead cute. Dead cute. So another gorgeous pale pink ribbon. And these, which ones are these ones? Oh, these are gorgeous. These were some dashing chaps. And very similar, but different. More sweet little rabbits. I'm going to take that off because he is definitely staying. And how cute is he? Beautiful little bow, and I just thought it was really sweet with the little floofy ears. So cute indeed. Again, I think that would look perfect here. But I think I'm going to, I don't know, have a little play with the Tablescape. And I love having animals down the table. I think they're so cute. Right, I think these are 2 more little bunnies. Yes. Oh no, they're 2 little more chicks. Oh, I did go crazy on the old chicks. I do think with a table, I mean, we're very lucky. We have quite a large table, and actually when we put the section, the insert in, it makes it even bigger. So 2 of these chicks I felt would have been sort of swallowed up really rather quickly. So I must have thought I'd get another set. So those are so cute. You are going over there, and that is going over there. Perfect. And then in here, what do we have? What do we have? Yes. Gorgeous ribbon. I must say, the wrapping is fantastic. We need a kniff. There we go. Just to ensure that everything arrives safely. And with the florals that we did earlier today, and the pale little green. Oh, wow. They're a lot bigger than what I was expecting. Look at how cute these are. Gosh, so I saw these when they first launched, and I thought they were absolutely beautiful, and I could pop them so many different places. One, you could actually hang them if you wanted to. So if you have like maybe like a little Easter tree, or if you had something that you could hang them, possibly even off of the chandelier. But how cute. So sweet. I'm definitely going to pop these down the table, I think. The fireplace is looking rather full. Yeah, I think these are going to go down the table, and considering the bows sort of match with the little chicks, I love those. Those are so cute. Right, let's pop that there. Let's keep opening. So I got 2 of those so that they could be matching. So you can buy these as individuals, but they do little and large. But what I felt was really good is that they did this set. Can you have a little look at what they call it? Yes, they call it the family of rattan eggs with green saddle stitch bows. And that there is the gorgeous saddle stitch. So that is what I got. So you've got a sort of slightly larger one, and then 2 minis. And they're gorgeous. I think they're going to look stunning amongst the florals. Okay, Easter decorations is always a work in progress. You kind of like get everything out that you have and have collected over the years, and then with a few new little bits and bobs here and there, nothing big, but with some fresh florals, it honestly just transports it and just makes it feel so special. Like, you know what, we always have these bunnies here, and to some people would be like, oh, it's just the same, but I think it looks so different, and the florals look just sensational. I can't wait to see what it's going to look like all together and all done. Ooh, we've got the bow back on. There we go. And that there, just to give you a close-up of the saddle stitch. It's really pretty and such a gorgeous colour. It's really sort of like a pistachio. Right, let's pop this on here. And that is a family of little rattan eggs. Final little number was something that I have been looking at for months. I'm so excited. Now you guys know I love linen, especially table linen. Oh, it's even more beautiful in real life than it was pictured on the website. Now Mrs. Alice linen quality, I'm not going to say it's the best in the world because you are going to wash it, and I will say that if you are buying linen for your table, go bigger than what you need, because by the time you wash it a fair few times, they do shrink slightly. I'm going to be honest with you guys, but they are so beautiful. I loved the color combination. It's sort of light, bright and quite citrusy greens, gorgeous hydrangea print, and I think it's going to look stunning with all of our florals and all of the bits and bobs and everything that I already own and have, which I'm so lucky. It's got such a gorgeous trim on it as well. And I got this in the extra large size because I want to be able to both use it on the table when we're just sort of 8 or 10, or whether we are 14, 16 when we've popped the leaf in the table. Now I do have bits and bobs that I've literally collected for years. I've got some Pottery Barn numbers. I don't know how Eastery we're gonna go. We could go all out and literally get all the rabbits out. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to use the hydrangea tablecloth over the top and then possibly put down a runner, but then we are rolling with the blue. But the blue from the Mascari, it could work, and the gorgeous colours of the grass match the Mrs. Alice one. That could work. And then in terms of napkins, I've got Rebecca Idyl with the beautiful green stitching, or I have the Pottery Barn to match the bunnies. Okay, what we're gonna do, I'm gonna do a little bit of a trial and error. I'm gonna lay down the cloth. I'm gonna move you guys. So I'm gonna place you guys here, and we are going to quite literally take it from blank bare table to a table that is fit for our Easter extravaganza celebrations. So let's do this. We've already done the florals, which is something I would always suggest to start off with. Then make sure your tables are clean. I feel like that's quite an obvious one, but I have been known to forget and pop the cloth down and think, oh, I didn't disinfect, but I have done already, and the table is fresh and ready to be dressed. So let's pop on this delicious Mrs. Alice tablecloth. I'm gonna go all the way over and hope that I did a good job with my tape measure. Fingers crossed. Here we go, yes. Okay. Also feels like it's been sort of like slightly waxed. I don't think it has done, but okay, definitely put the leaf in and it's going to fit. And already I love the colour. Gosh, this is divine. Utterly divine. So tablecloth is down. It's just a matter of working your way around the table. And for those of you who have been subscribers for a while will know that I get at least 10,000 steps in walking round and round and round to make sure that the table from all angles is singing right. I would say that is looking good. You definitely have enough room so you can kind of tuck it underneath the chairs and just get it straight. Now the question is, do we put a runner down the center or do we leave her there? I kind of feel like we could do. It would look quite sweet, and it would kind of blend in. I don't know. I quite like it actually. It's so cute. I think I am going to do this actually because I think the bunnies from the table runner sort of really tie in the sweet little bunnies that are going to be on the table, as well as our gorgeous Mr. and Mrs. Bunny at the front of the kitchen. So I think I am going to do that. I think that's a great idea. So make sure there's a bit of runner there. And I think I'm probably going to need 2 of these. And they're kind of drawers. Oh, you're so cute. Okay. Right, I've actually got 2 of those. I didn't do that one. I don't think that one goes as well. No, this one looks better. Okay. Just slightly overlap them, which is fine. Yes. Okay, I think I'm really happy with this. I'm actually going to take you off of the tripod and give you a close-up of this sweet little runner because I think you're going to love it. Now I'm devastated to say that this runner is probably around about 10 years old from Palm Springs. all the way from California. So those incredible Californian girls of mine on YouTube, get yourselves to Pottery Barn and please show me what the new season is. But how cute is this? And I do actually have the matching plates. So guys, hold on to your knickers, because this Easter tablescape is literally going to be an Easter bunny dream. I feel like you guys know the gist by now, but maybe you might be new here. The linen is down, the runner is on, the florals are up next. So I'm going to head in and out, and I'm going to lay the florals before topping anything else down. I cannot even begin to tell you what our kitchen currently smells like. It is honestly like a floristry shop in here. Oh, it is heaven. I've got my 3 beautiful larger arrangements, and I am really rather strategically placing this with a few different things in mind. One, the structure of the table. Oh, you guys can't even see me. So of course I've only got 3, so I will try and make sure that they are evenly distributed, but also just take into account maybe you've got a bunny or maybe another animal on your table runner that you want people to see, and also just have a little look at any lighting you may have that you have on purpose made sure was central to the table. I always say this, but I have laid a whole table and it has been on the wonk. So good idea to sort of check and ensure everything is in the middle. And then depending upon where your guests are walking in, have a little bit of a jig in terms of the flowers and make sure that, you know what, there are always slightly better sides to an arrangement. Most certainly mine are. Not every single angle is perfect, or maybe a certain flower is slightly prettier or makes your heart tick that little bit more, and you can position it perfectly. So for example, if you guys are currently looking at this, but if I just swiveled that slightly, you've now got that Grand Prix rose. So, and I don't think you were even able to see that. What am I doing? So anyway, guests will walk through here or walk in this way. So I will always just double check from each angle, am I happy with what they're seeing? And in this instance, I am over the moon. Guys, this is insane. I don't think I've ever been quite so delighted with a tablescape at this stage before. This is insane. Okay, we're now going to add height. I am so excited. Okay, definitely going to go here. I'm going to be laying for 8 today. I'm not going to lay the heads. So I'm going to take full use of the entire runner. I think it will look gorgeous. And I will begin to just place these perfectly down the table. I have 6 of these. Ooh, come on, Mr. Tulip. There we go. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. You can pop one over here. Place that way. One here. Oh gosh, it's so beautiful. And one more. And I feel like the Mascari is the perfect tone for the pale blue rim around the table runner. We've also got purples in there, yellows, slight little hints of pink, and I just think, look at this Mascari. Isn't it outrageous? I don't think I have the words. I feel like so many of you must feel the same, but something that is natural, that grows outside, can be so beautiful. Maybe that's the term, a natural beauty. That's where it comes from. But I love it so much. I love it so much. So these are our next little vases, and they obviously slightly different height. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to really position maybe the lily of the valley. Some of these little rabbits are sat up like little meerkats, and I'm going to place the lily of the valley so it looks as though the rabbits are sort of slightly holding on to them. And I don't know, like the more your guests and the more you or your family look at the tablescape, the more they realise like how much thought and care and attention has gone into creating it. And I love creating tablescapes that like the closer you look, the more it makes you smile. Like obviously when you walk in, you've got that serious wow factor, and that comes from layering and sort of putting all different bits and bobs. I think a tablescape is not about minimalism. If you like that look, then probably you're gonna wanna fast forward this part, but hopefully not. And yeah, I can't wait to see it all come together. So I'm gonna place the mascara in those ranunculus vases down. Now we have these gorgeous tulips. Look at the colour. If that doesn't make you happy, then I don't know what will. Look at how stunning this is. And I think that this is quite simple. You know, we can create really loose and wild and whimsical arrangements, which we have done, but something so simple by literally just placing tulips in a beautiful little vase. Oh, it's just gorgeous. So those are going to go down here. That one in here. So I have 3 of these. So I'm going to be quite selective as to where I'm placing them. Not there, and then probably one more down here, because not many people see it from that direction. Final few little vases. We've got these gorgeous, again, the exact same. The mascara is doing its magic all by itself and looking stunning. And also the scent from this is outstanding. So I'm going to probably need to keep working my way around the table, make sure there are no gaps. I'm going to place the mascara. Oh, the mascara is just tying it all together. And now for the stars of the show. Of course, the lily of the valley. It adds an essence of pure class, royalty and ethereal elegance. It is everything. I couldn't just recommend it enough. It is expensive, but trust me when I say the scent of this is going to make your spine tingle. You're going to want to bath in the scent that is Lily of the Valley. It is truly sublime, and I'm going to really place this in those little spots where people are going to be able to enjoy looking at them. And again, I'm just placing them over the little spots where the rabbits have their little paws up, and I think it looks gorgeous. So yeah, I've got 5 of these, and I'm going to really strategically place them. I'm going to pop one here and one there. Oh! So those are all of the florals down, and I have to say this floral display has hands down won my favourite ever floral tablescape yet. It is everything. It is pure class. Now, if you have any other little spaces or gaps, this is when to add your little decorations. So I'm going to place the sweet little eggs, and I've got 2 of them, and I've got 1 big one. I think I'm going to save potentially the big one for maybe a little decoration by the fireplace. And I'm going to pop these so sweetly underneath. I also need to add lighting. Here we are going to pop, I'm not quite sure what we're going to do candle wise. I think I might do 3 of the gold candlestick holders. These are the ones you guys have seen loads of times. I could do these, or I could do the white. I could do 2 white. I kind of think gold is going to blend quite nicely. Or, ooh, options. We could add these 2 Oh, I tell you what, I think I'm gonna add these. These were a little Summerall and Bishop purchase last year, and I think that they're going to be perfect. And I think two is going to be fine. Excuse my bottom. Yeah, and they're going to go there and there. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. I want to move that ranunculus around. Gorgeous. Now the question is, what are we going to do for candles? It's got to be green. Green or a really, really sort of muted ivory. Time for a few more bunnies. So exciting. Okay, there is a perfect little gap in here for him. And the sweet little pistachio bow is matching to perfection. So let's pop him in here. And one more. Right, where are you going to go? I think he can come in here. And just make sure that these ribbons are the perfect way around. Okay, now what are we going to do with the chicks? I feel like the chicks might be a bit much, and I might utilise the chicks by the fireplace, and I've got 4 of them. So what are we going to do? I think I also do need to add votives. Now the question is, which votives should we use? I feel like we always use these green artichokes, but they go so well. I actually think I'm going to use them again. I love them. And when we do just want to add a tiny bit of ambient lighting, they work perfectly. So I'm just going to dot these in tiny little areas. I would normally add a lamp or 2, but I just don't think we need it. I'm going to add that in there, and then what I'm going to do is add, I think that's actually enough lighting. We're going to add some nests, because it wouldn't be a Leonora Easter tablescape without nests and mini eggs. I sadly couldn't find any pale green candlesticks, but I think the ivory just blends into it really, really seamlessly and beautiful. I also need to put a different painting on the television. I feel like this is not really, it's not really vibing for me at the mo, but this is sensational. Now it kind of comes together quite quickly once we get to this point, because I am going to start building it up, and I'm going to do so by adding a few actually different charges. I'm going to add the Edition 94 little rattan kind of bamboo-y placemat, and then add my Rebecca Idyl one on the top, and I just love the way that it looks. So I'm going to place those around the table, and it just really adds a little bit more depth to it. What am I doing? Need this over here. As I said, I'm just laying them for 8. And then as and when we can add a few more. And by Easter Sunday, I'm going to have to take everything off, probably have a teeny tiny bit of a refresh, and then add in the insert. There we go. This one, and then this one here. I've even selected which plates I'm going to use. There we go. Add that, and I just love how it's really tying in the beautiful rattan eggs and the bunnies. There we go. Now you can kind of start placing the chairs back to where they belong. There we go, and I'm going to start placing the plates. Now, in terms of plates, I've got options. These are from Williams and Sonoma, and how gorgeous are they? So I got these, actually, I tell you what, that runner is not from Pottery Barn, it's from Williams and Sonoma, because I bought these at the same time, and they matched. And how gorgeous are they? They literally come out once a year. I should really use them more, but they are spring, not just Easter. So I'm going to be able to enjoy them over the next, couple of weeks. It's going to be gorgeous. So I'm going to be using my Rebecca Idyl. This is, I'm not quite sure what we call it. I don't think it's the Eloise, it's the other one. And it's got this really sweet, quite lime green floral motif around the edge, as well as the rim. It's really gorgeous. And I think the colour combination between the greens and the purples and that bunny is going to sit so beautifully in the middle there. Perfect. And I think when you ate, and there's actually two different types of the plates. There's a sweet little sort of like ginger bunny, and then there's a really cute little grey one. And I'm hoping I've got 8. Of that, so it's going to have to go alternates. So then we're going to turn, pop this down. As you guys know, I have a big family. We love to celebrate, so everybody is coming home, which is so wonderful, and I get such pleasure out of creating these beautiful tablescapes for people coming in, especially my mother. She adores it. And she actually sent me a message this morning saying, darling, did you manage? I was going to head up to Covent Garden Flower Market, and then very kindly the team at Flower said that they would be delighted to send some florals, but my plan was to head up to New Covent Garden Floral Market this morning, and my mother texted me saying, oh, I don't suppose you managed to get up to the flower market. And I'm telling the truth, I didn't manage to get up to the floral market, but that doesn't mean that I haven't got any flowers. So I haven't said anything, and I think she thinks that she's going to come over for dinner tomorrow night and it's going to be bare. Would I ever? The answer is absolutely not. Any occasion to celebrate, and I'm most certainly going to be prepared. Glasses, I'm going to add these sweet little water glasses from Rebecca Idyl. I've used these for both water, mocktails, even vases, and I just love that really gorgeous, quite muted mossy green, and then the rim, the detail, as well as the gorgeous sort of like family crest berry on the front of the glasses. So they're kind of just going to be understated, but as I said, the closer you look, the more you realise just how precious everything is. And trust me when I say it, every single thing is so precious to me. And being able to collect, like I most certainly do not expect anybody, and I most certainly haven't. I've got things here that I've been so lucky to have been gifted or inherited or bought or saved up money to be able to buy these things and cherish them. I think it's so important. Yeah, and then be able to mix them and match them for years to come and create so many different looks. It's so special. Final little touches is wine glasses, and then we are going to need some cutlery. This table is truly a spring masterpiece, and I feel quite something to say that. It is so stunning. We have a few final little touches to make, and that is the napkins, and I've added the little ribbon that arrived yesterday, just that tiny hint of yellow that is really going to make the yellow in the florals just pop. It seems a bit criminal to cover up the beautiful little bunny plates, but I don't see how else I do it. Or I could do a roll and leave it to one side or at the top. No, I kind of think it needs to be a beautiful fan in the middle, and then I can also put a little Easter egg in the middle of each one, or even potentially I'm going to leave, I've got some mascara left over, and I'm going to place, when everybody comes for lunch, I'm going to place a tiny touch of mascara on each little table setting, and I don't know, it just makes it feel so special. So I'm going to do all of the ribbons and the napkins, And then of course I'm gonna come back and show you the final tablescape. We've still gotta add the nests and the mini eggs and definitely snack on a few for me. And then I'm gonna come back and share this utterly magical masterpiece. I couldn't help myself. I'm already into the mini eggs. Okay. It is hands down my favorite tablescape ever. It is so cute. It is so dainty. It's exquisite. It's timeless. It's seasonal. Utterly divine. But before I eat all of the mini eggs, and please don't worry, my mother did teach me not to talk with my mouth full, but even the smell of mini eggs. Okay, well, we need nests and mini eggs. So I'm literally going to simply place these in any teeny tiny gap that I have left. Again, I'll sort of like balance them. Some of them will be standing alone and some of them can sort of like sit up against maybe a vase or a little bunny. Pop that there. Pop another one in here. These little nests. I think one can sit in front of one of those sweet little rattan bunnies. One in here. One in there. One at the end. And now I'm going to just head around the table and fill them. And that is what I mean by the more you look at the tablescape, the more exceptional it is. Okay. I feel like the pink ones aren't really doing it for me on the tablescape. I'm going to use the purple and the whites and the yellows. 3 in each. And 2s. Purple. Pink for me. Oh no, I'm eating too many mini eggs. There aren't quite enough. For Leonora. 3 in there. Am I actually going to have to open another packet? Oh, for goodness sake, I am. Okay. No more mini eggs for me. When I say people are fighting over mini eggs in the supermarkets, I mean it. Also, I feel like mini eggs have just got all of a sudden like really, really expensive. Who else thinks that? Right. One in there. Oh no. Come on. And then this is perfect for over here. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we need a few mini eggs to celebrate. And that there is my Easter tablescape done. I'm so happy. Like ecstatically happy. So I'm going to take you off the tripod. I'm actually just going to quickly do the fireplace and get that all set up because I've actually got a few of the planters, as you would have seen yesterday, in the front porch. So I'm going to style the fireplace so it's all done, and then we are almost ready for Easter. And here we are. This is my Easter tablescape in all of her glory, and she is looking spectacular. I'm obsessed with the flowered florals. I think they are so pretty. From those enormous Grand Prix roses to the ranunculus to the lily of the valley, mascari, endless amounts of tulips, and all of the sweet little dainty florals in between. It looks stunning, and I love the combination of lots of different bits and bobs, from Pottery Barn to Williams and Sonoma, Mrs. Alice, Rebecca Idyl, Edition 94, and a whole lot of love and passion popping it all together. I think it's so cute. I did actually go ahead and pop the mascara just to show you what it looks like, but I'm going to pop these in a cold place with some cold water, and they will last until my guests get here. But this looks utterly sensational. I think it's so cute. It's bright, it's seasonal, and it is pure perfection. But really, I genuinely think the stars of the show here has most certainly got to be the lily of the valley. And with those bunnies mixed in and all the gorgeous sort of like natural tones of the raffia and the straw and the rattan, even down to the gorgeous little nests with mini eggs in, I'm obsessed. I'm utterly obsessed. And with that as a backdrop, it's sensational. I popped the other vase over there with the big egg and then a small little chick. We'll head over there in just a moment. But that's what the tablescape looks like from here. Even got a touch of Summerall and Bishop in here. I think those are gorgeous. And actually the first time I've used them on the table before. I think they look so cute. But another little close-up of this. Doesn't it look sensational? I can't quite believe it. I'm looking at it through the camera, and then I'm looking at it in real life, and I'm just like, how is this even possible to be just this beautiful? Even down to like the little birdies on the branches. I'm so in love with this, and I must say I cannot wait to dig into that. But here we are, another little moment. Lots of family pictures, and we've got this gorgeous arrangement here. And yes, you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, is that Leonora? Yes, why yes it is. And you can definitely say that I was a natural blonde. And so was my brother actually. So yes, albino Leo in her chamois dress. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. And then finally to the fireplace that we started yesterday and we finished off this evening. I wanted to keep it quite simple and to tie in all of the colours, especially from at the top there with the yellows and the greens. And then we're tying in the mascara at the bottom. And I think the blues also really sort of pull together the blues in the kitchen. And I think it just works. We've got lots more rabbits down here. So these are the mascara and the daffodils that Steve and I planted yesterday. My sweet little bunnies from Amazon with a pretty little yellow ribbon. These are from Mrs. Alice and years old. This is Mrs. Alice new season, which I unboxed with you today. A big planter that's going to last us a few weeks, which I love. And again, I will pop it inside, outside, just to keep them going for as long as possible. And then over here. So that is our Easter decorations in the kitchen done. I've got a few more bits and bobs to go around the rest of the house, but that is going to be coming a little bit later on in the week. I feel like with our Eastermas, aka our Easter extravaganza, there's so much to share with you and I simply cannot wait. But for today and for tonight, I am going to say my final farewell on this vlog. But please do not worry, I will be back tomorrow with a whole another day of Easter celebrations. Lots of prep and getting organized because we've got lots of hosting coming up and lots going on. I'm here, there, absolutely everywhere, but do not worry, I'm going to try and share every moment with you. But today has been such fun. It's been probably one of my favorite days for a long time, and I'm so happy that I was able to share it with you. If you have enjoyed it, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like, let me know what was your favorite part below, and let me know what has been your favorite tablescape so far. This is most certainly my favorite one of the year, might be my favorite of all time. Big statement, huge, but I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for watching and sending you so much love. Whew.